Hello and welcome to it. You're watching ENCA. I'm Dube Khumalo. We continue with this. Tributes pour in for struggle stalwart Andrew Mlangeni, who passed away this morning. Many have described him as a humble person who served and led by example. My colleague Khayelihle Khumalo is in Dube in Soweto outside his home for more reaction, and as he says, to get into conversation with a family member, his nephew, Khaya.
Well, that's right, Duduzile, especially because there has been a number of reactions coming from far and wide. His own political home, the ANC, saying a giant really has fallen here, and also paying tribute to Estwalanda. He got one of the most outstanding awards from the ANC. But joining us now is the nephew to look at the man that he was, and Andrew Mlangeni. So, Tsepiso, I mean, such a very extraordinary man. He exemplified the best values of the ANC and what the country aspired to have. But to have him, like, as a family, how was it like to have him around?
Well, he was such a bubbly character. I would say a father figure as well. I mean, I remember the last moment that we spent together. Actually, it was before the first lockdown. We had come together here at home just to have a relaxing day. And he was telling me about, his journey in life, where he started and what he would like us to be when he's no more around. So he was such I would say, a very outstanding man, a father figure. He knew what he wanted, and he knew the sacrifices that he made actually made us where we are today. So it's a loss for us as a family, but he will be remembered forever. And I know the whole of South Africa as well, it's a loss for everyone in South Africa who knew the works that he did together with other stalwarts that have passed on.
And what do you want the South Africans to take out of this life? A very selfless man who has been described as very principled, and looking at what he stood for. So what can we learn from such a wonderful life?
Well, knowing him, it's about love, the spreading of love. He would meet a 5-year-old on the street. He'll just stop to chat to the 5-year-old. So I want South Africans to learn that those guys, they have fought for our freedom. And today we are here because of them. And going forward, we need to spread love in the country and make sure that everybody in the country is safe and sound.
And I would imagine it's important because we're grappling with a number of socio-economic issues and, of course, corruption, among other challenges. And we know he was a very vocal person when it comes to some of the ills that we're battling to deal with.
Yes, of course, he was against those that you mentioned, like your corruption and those social ills. The funny part is, even now, towards his ending days, it was like he wanted to help, especially with the pandemic that we're facing in the world. He wanted to be out there, he wanted to give out food parcels, but he just couldn't. But in spirit, he'll give you a call and say, what did you do today? What's happening? But like I said, it was just all about spreading love for him. He was a family man. He was loved by everybody. You can see around you now, the community is up in arms, waiting for the chance to come and pay the last respect.
Especially because he was so attuned with the community. He never left Dube here in Soweto, so he stayed with the community all the way until he turned 95.
Yes. You know what? When we were together back in February, he said, I asked him, when are you going to Cape Town? He's like, no, I can't go to Cape Town. Cape Town is not my home. My home is here, so I'm always here. I mean, here he would go out, play golf, come back, have a jolly moment. So he was enjoying this place and interacting with the community, the neighbors at large. And Cape Town, he'll tell you that in Cape Town, I don't see my neighbors, so I need to see my neighbors. So that's the kind of man he was.
All right, Tsepiso, thank you so much indeed for your thoughts, and condolences to you and the entire family. So that's a man he was, Duduzile, and Andrew Mlangeni. He had described, and the entire neighborhood. I mean, I can just give you a glimpse of the people that you have spoken to here. There's only just one message, that he was a loving person. he was very selfless. He was very committed to the cause. And, you know, there has been so many tributes coming out. The city of Johannesburg saying that his death marks an end of the golden era when you look at the generation, the crop of leaders who came from his generation.
Thank you very much for that, Khayelihle Khumalo.